Hello, you've reached me, Neil here, or I've reached you, and I want to send a message to you so that you're aware of what's going on at this time in many parts of the world. That is the cabal, how they're running amok, how they're, oh, I wouldn't know what to say. Uh, you can see over here where I got hit by one of them. I hit two, though. I hit two. But nevertheless, it's happening like I said. It's happening in Europe. It's happening in the United States. You've got the drug problem in the United States, like Europe too. That's their doing. They're the ones who promoted that. They got people out there, all these junkies running around with it, putting this stuff in up their nose or smoking the stuff or whatever have you. Uh, they're doing it from an early age, and they're getting caught at the age of 17, 18, and they're going to do time in jail apparently. And that's the school system here and everything else in Europe and different places are allowing them to do whatever they want to do until they become the age of 18. And then at the age of 18, they can be penalized for it. So these kids are, nothing can happen to us, so let's just do it. You know, I mean, it sounds like Nike. Let's do it. And anyway, I'm just letting you know this is all coming down right now to a pretty good battle, I would think, and they've been, as you can, I was a target, of course, I still am, and still hoping to timely get to Indonesia so I can do what I have to do to save us all, do some things that shuts things down, which it would. But I'm not going to tell you any more than that. Nobody has come forward. Everybody's still sitting there with their Kool-Aid in their hand and popsicle or whatever it is they're doing and watching TV and cartoons or whatever they do. And they're not understanding that their whole family and family's family and everything else is all it's at stake here. It's not as though it's a joke. It's she says I can still see it. Actually, I haven't been sleeping because I've been in another place, the place that they ripped open one time, and we had to fix it. It's almost fixed, mostly, as you can see behind me, maybe, and the walls are good and the floors are good, and I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping in a place like this, uh, in order to get away from everything for the time being. I don't particularly get away. I sit and I either sleep or I get to get on the internet, call the people I know on the internet, so we to make arrangements so that if anything happens, we're able to step in, and that's one of the problems we will have in the future, in the near future, if they do step in. So there's not 1,001 things to say to you today. Uh, Thank you for participating in the note program. That was good. That was good, and I might do one more right now within the next day or two and go from there because it can't always be the same people. The ones who won in the first one aren't allowed in the second. And we know who your families are, so you can't put the family. Yeah, you could, I guess. What's the chances of that happening? Jesus, thousands to one. Anyway, so I'm here and now, and I'm probably going to be moving on from here to another place because I'm not feeling the best, but don't feel bad. Although they tell me I'm not too good. I don't feel that bad. I feel with my hands. So let me do this, and I want to get this complete. Kevin, come here, please. Ask me some questions that I can answer for the people. I don't see many questions out there yet. I talked about the. We got to be careful with these people. How many times they chase me? They didn't. I don't want to know. Yeah, yeah.
how do you feel about the prospects of being able to move to a new location as quickly as possible and then on to Indonesia? Is that a reality or is that?
I don't think that's a reality because if they can't help us when we have the small deal, well, we only need a little bit. We'll need a little bit more for room and while waiting to get to Indonesia, you know? So that's not fair. Uh, that's fair to us.
How
After all the money I spent. Go ahead.
how much decompression time do you think you're going to need in Indonesia from knowing that you'll be safe there? You still have to decompress from all of the attacks that are ongoing 24/7 here.
I think I got a nice place for that, and I don't know how much time I need because I'm right now. You see how I'm not the best right now. My equilibrium is a little off, but other than that, I'm ready to knock some ass or shoot somebody, whatever I have to do. If they're coming after us, we got to fight. And over there, you can fight.
Are you disappointed, or
Oh boy, that's gonna be a good question. I'm gonna sit back.
are you disappointed or feel let down over the overwhelming lack of support from people that could have done something?
Yeah, I'm both. I'm both. I'm both. I'm both. Look at how much money I spent.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I spent a lot, and I've emptied myself out by doing so, trying to save people from the crap that's going to happen in the near future. It's already happening here. It's happening in New York too. I understand. You know, the drugs, by the way, is promoted by them too. All those drugs that those kids are using in the streets of New York, they're doing them openly, they're freely. They don't care, and they don't have rules anymore. Apparently, I haven't been there in a while, but I've had people telling me it's worse than Europe, and Europe's pretty bad. So let's get back to that question again. Am I disappointed? This could have been over with a long time ago if they had stood up and showed themselves. This didn't have to be like this. It didn't have to be like with me going to the clinic later and getting looked at or anything like that. I could have been in Indonesia and putting things away for us to go out, and it would have been over with. They wouldn't have dared to come with what we had waiting for them. But now they're offering me a job. They're not afraid of me. They're offering me a job. They want me there. And I'm not going to be there because I wouldn't fight my own people. I don't care how many of or how few. That just shouldn't happen. It should never have happened. I do understand that many of you do not have the money to help us get to where we have to go. And I had the money at the time to do everything from the $1 trillion lawsuit to the next pot and everything else. I had it. But sooner or later, if nothing's going in and everything's coming out, you're not going to have anything in there.
Or taken out.
Or taken out, yeah. You're not going to have anything in there. And hey, you like my haircut? Yeah, me too. Me too. I didn't have a brush, so I had to use my fingers. I remember the woman doing this stuff, so I started doing that to this morning to make that little line right there. Okay. Anyway, thank you for the help there. And we're gonna we're gonna try to make this thing still work. We're not gonna ask you for a nickel or a dime or anything. We're gonna do it ourselves if we have to, if we can. And if we can't, we can sing the song they sang on the Titanic when the Titanic was sinking, because that's where we'll be. I don't like to sink. I can't swim, so I want to win. In the meantime, you're all the best people I know for many, many years. I'm not putting you down. You're superb people. I used to love dealing with you, joking with you, playing with you, listening to music with you. I enjoyed myself. But now we're talking about the end of a program and maybe of our families and things like that. I don't want that to happen either. I want to, I don't know what to say. You know, it's not that easy to say what I want. And they're not going to do it. That's for sure. We've been beating them to the punch every step of the way. And now it's getting right at the borderline crossing. We're Homeland Security in this case. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
We act like Homeland Security, we're not going to let them come across.
Yeah.
But they're letting everybody in to help them. There's just too much going on. And we're still in the game. I still am there. And look, I got my phone turned off this morning. I'm talking about money. My phone turned on. We didn't have enough money to keep it going, and I needed to call places to make sure things were in place. And I didn't get a chance to do that. Kevin called for me. Just like Joe would do, or Richard would do, or anybody would do. Tomas, they'd all do it. They'd all help out to make sure this thing works. And they're not wealthy, but they're putting their money into this thing to get it done. There's some other people too that are putting some money in too to get it done. And we want it done. We want it over with. If we don't get it over with, then we're going to be in some kind of trouble, and I'm not going to be able to help you at that point. You know, I know what's waiting for me. I know what's waiting for me down the line. I know what might be waiting for me, which I don't like right now today, maybe, which is coming. And on top of it all, I really don't feel good. Can you tell? Am I smiling still? That's an Irish smile. You know, when Irish eyes are smiling. That's right. But we don't have the world smiling with us. We have the world drinking beer, Kool-Aid, and everything else. We're not drinking beer, we're not Kool-Aid or anything. We're just trying to get right on the line so we can handle this thing. Anyway, want to talk? Want to tell them what's going on?
No, there's no need.
They don't know.
If they don't know the difference between the virtual reality that they're living in and the virtual reality, which is really going on, then
come and talk to them.
It isn't going to do any good.
I don't think most people don't know.
Everything bad that's been happening to you has been planned. They've been doing their job very well. They've been executing their job very well because they've had unlimited resources. But now they're running out of money too, and everything is starting to fall apart.
They've asked me for help.
They've asked Neil for help on numerous fronts. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
And there's 2 women that are trying to kill me and kill everybody else, and the next minute they're asking me for help.
Which lie carries value? That nothing that Neil is doing as the Amana is real, or all of a sudden they need his help in order to be able to keep their lie running.
I'm going to buy a paradise today. I'm going to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo type thing, and see which one wins.
Yeah,
that's basically what you have to do.
Series of coin flips.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Oh yeah.
And they're not done.
They are nowhere near done. In fact, they're actually getting ready to ramp it up to the next phase right now.
They know how I feel.
They know how Neil feels.
They know how I feel, and they know that there's not much longer to go before I'm not here.
If you thought the chemtrails were bad before with graphene and graphene oxide and all of the other chemicals, just wait until you do a little bit of research on microplastics.
It's going to be worse.
Far worse.
And we had it all planned to take care of it. Now I don't have anything planned because I can't move. I can't move. I can't go anywhere right now because the dinero is gone. Se va. It's gone. They stole it. They cheated. They did whatever they had to do to break everything down into nothing. And now they did a great job. And I didn't have any help. I had just Kevin here, and I had a few others that were willing to give a hand, but mostly no help. Most people hid. But now you've got, if I don't show up, which maybe not, if I don't show up, then you got nothing. You're on your own. Because they're not going to respect anybody else, those people. Not at all.
And you might as well stay sitting and die that way rather than standing up.
I want to get a bottle of beer.
Cerveza.
Cerveza. Presidente. From República Dominicana. A me gusta mucho. And that's right, yes, I can speak some Spanish. I'm not going to play music today because I'm too tired. I was up all night. The phones were turned off this morning, and we need them. It's just one thing after another. You all stay safe. Okay, stay out of the limelight. I don't think you should be walking across the street too freely anymore. On 4 or 5 occasions in the last couple of weeks, they tried to get Kevin and myself a couple of times. Kevin 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Whatever it is, they almost got him. Kevin's in the middle of the street screaming at him. He's got a temper too. Anyway, it's not going to be fun if that happens, and it's all heading out different directions in Europe. If it all goes in different directions, you can't tell them. You can't tell when they're coming next. We thought we handled them here pretty well, but they showed up again.
In force.
In force. In force. Do I look tired? Do I have a tan yet? I haven't had a chance to go to the sun at all. They're all over the place. Anyway, wish you all well. I just wanted to touch base, want you to know what's going on. It's not going to be fun. There's nothing we can do, and so maybe at some point I'll have a hotline open so you can talk to somebody. But if we're not doing it now, we're not going to be able to do it then because they're all prepared. And that's when you've got to run. And there's not going to be any boats on the water, and there's not going to be, they control everything. That's what really surprises me in this whole thing is they literally control everything. That I never realized they had their hands into everything. You got a kid and you send them to school, they know where they want them sent next. They're watching everything. He goes to junior high and then he goes to high school. Next thing you know, he's in an Ivy League school. They know the kids they want in those Ivy League schools, and they got jobs for them after the school too. They got it all set up almost for the whole damn life. That way you work for them. Whether it's legal, whether it's medicinal, doesn't matter what it is. It's just going to be something like that. So don't jump in the river if you can't swim. That's the line of the day. I can't swim. I'm not jumping in the river. So okay, that's one option gone. You all take care. I'm still alive. My voice is getting gruffy because of it's getting to the end, and they got shit in the air. They got stuff in the air. Gets into my nose, it gets into my throat. But we'll find that and we'll dump that out on them. But that's going to take time. Okay, we're going to be doing this thing, and I am going to be in Indonesia sooner or later before anything really happens, I think. And I will get the things that have been issued to me in my hands and get it out there in time to do the things that had to be done. I will. If I'm not dead, I will. And Kevin says I'm almost dead. So do the doctors. But I'm not quitting. And not having a telephone doesn't help. A simple friggin' telephone that I paid for my whole life. I mean, no, it's just a joke. And I had things to do with it today, too. I'd still be in the house working on it. On what I have to do to save our backsides. Anyway, you take care. And I'll talk to you soon. You'll get another beep in just a little while. In a couple of days, maybe. You find out a little bit more. And, you never know where we're going to be. We might show up in Easter Pipi. Have you been to Easter Pipi ever? No? Haven't been there? Easter Pipi?
That's what Rick said, Ring Dang Do.
That's a side, no, but what's the name of that country? Ethiopia. It's right beside Ethiopia, not Ring Dang Do. Ring Dang Do comes later. Okay, Ring Dang Do, and then after Ring Dang Do, of course, is that whoopee sign. You know, they got a whoopee sign in the middle of the road saying which way to whoopee, and you get confused because they point both directions. So I guess the whoopee road must be pretty big. You all take care. At least we're still smiling, right? You take care, and God bless. Talk to you later. Ciao from me.